Today we will be solving problem number 78, subsets. This is a really famous example which is used solving the backtracking technique. So what exactly does backtracking mean? Just simple English meaning, if you just like look at the word itself, it basically says that you do something and then you backtrack from it and like you sort of undo it and then you like the undoing part is the backtracking part, technically speaking. So it basically means you either choosing to do something or you backtracking from it and then not choosing that thing and then going ahead with it. So at any point we will either choose something or we don't choose it. And then again at this point we will again either choose this thing or we don't choose this thing and we will just like go ahead. So in this particular question, let's go through this example that we have. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So if we start building the power set, when we start building the power set, let's start with an empty, like we don't have anything for now. Now, do we want to include 1? We either don't or we do. Now we come downwards. Again, here, oh, sorry. Again, here, do we want to include 2? We don't or we do. For 1 again, we already have 1 in one of our subsets. We either don't include 2 or we do. Again, from here, we have 2 options again. We either don't include 3 or we do include 3. Same here, we either don't include 3 or we do include 3. Same here, we either don't include 3 or we do include 3. We don't or we do. Okay, now, as you can see, this is an empty array, like this subset has nothing. So this is the empty subset. And then this, okay, this here only has 3. So we have 3. And then this has 2 and 3. And this only has 2. It comes from nothing, nothing, and just 2. So we also have 2. And then here we have 1, 2, and 3. We also have 1, 2, and 3. Here 1 is all alone, so we also get 1. Here 1 comes down with 3, so we also have 1 and 3. And at last, we are we missing anything? Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1, 2, 3. And then, oh, we also have 1 and 2, like here. So we have 1 and 2, and then we have 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I hope this was clear. It's basically at every step you are either choosing that element or you're not, and then you're just progressively building a tree-like structure, and then at the end you will have all the subsets that you have created by either choosing an element or not choosing it, and then that's this whole thing is our power set, as you can see here. Okay, now I think that's it for the explanation. We should now hop onto the code. So for the code, we should start by writing a DFS helper where we will pass our input array as parameter and some more parameters, which we will discuss later on. Let's start by writing the DFS helper that we have. We are passing in nums, obviously, and let's see what else we will need. So let's declare a subset array which will keep track of the current subset that we are building. So it's for the it's the current subset that we are building, like each subset. And this would be our result array, which is what we will return for the solution. And we will, I think that's all we will need. Next, okay, after this result array, we will now call the DFS helper that we will be working on next. And we will pass the input array and obviously the result, and also the subset array, which we will need for like each iteration when we are building the subset. And we will also pass an index where we are starting from. So for our like for our main solution array, it would be 0. And then we just return the result. Now let's move on to our helper. We will write those parameters that we just passed as arguments in our function above. And this is the result, and thus the index. Okay, now we will start by writing the base case. So for the base case, it basically would be when we reach the end of the array. So like not technically the end, it's basically like when we have covered all the elements of the array, that's when we have like we have come to a conclusion of like fully completing a subset by either including or excluding any element at any point. So yeah, that's going to be our base case. And in that case, we will simply add the subset that we have built by, again, either excluding or including any element at any point of our iterations. We will add that subset to the result array that we are building. So let's just do a result, like let's just add the subset to the result. And then we will just return. So this is our base case. Next, we will now be choosing the current element at index I. So in that case, we will put it in our subset array, the current subset that we are building. So we will just push it to our subset array, and then we will go ahead from that point. We will move our index. And this is next is the backtracking step where we will undo what we just did. We will basically pop the element at index I from our subset, and we will move ahead without taking the current element. And that's all for the helper. It should be good. Let's try by running it. Yes, so I think it should work perfectly fine. Yes, as you can see, we did it. Thank you so much.